Hello America, this is Keith, your friendly neighborhood technician, coming at you with some more good information. Well, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, aka day after tomorrow or Thursday. One thing you should want to watch out for is spots on your dishes. How many of you have recently purchased a dishwasher and the one you had was, 10, 15, 20 years old, and it never left a spot on your old dishwasher, but all of a sudden your new one, you seem to kind of find to have spots on your glasses and your silverware. Well, what that is the manufacturers have gotten more efficient with their drying techniques. They don't get as hot inside. The old dishwashers actually had an element that actually heated the inside like an oven to basically bake off all of the water that was left in the machine. Well, they don't do that anymore because that takes energy. If it takes energy, it's not so energy efficient. So now you have to use what's called rinse-aid. Okay, right here I've got Cascade rinse-aid. Is there a better one than the other one? Not really. Different ones work better with different waters. So if you get some rinse-aid. It is very, very good for your machine, and I'll show you where it goes. Most all of your dishwashers, y'all know where the soap goes, okay, and the rinse-aid, okay. This is where the rinse-aid goes, okay. There's a little eye there. As you fill this up, that will eventually turn blue. When it turns blue, you're full, okay. Now that is a have to now with the machines that way they're making them, okay, because it dries. But it dries with more of a humid heat than it does with a dry heat. And we all know what happens when you're in a humid climate. Water sticks to you, you feel like you just walked into a shower. So your glasses and your silverware aren't any different. So what you need is rinse-aid, and what this does is basically mixes with the water. And y'all know what Rain-X is, right? How they say when you pour water on it and rain just runs right off it. Well, this basically is the same thing. It actually sheets the glass, and then the water will actually fall off at all of your silverware and your glasses. Now, your other stuff, you probably don't see it because they're probably not really, really light. Now, if you're going to use the fine china and you're going to use the fine crystal, do you want to sit there and have to wipe them all to get all the water spots off? I don't think so. So you want to make sure that your dishwasher has rinse-aid. There's multiple different kinds. There's Cascade, there's Finish, there's four or five different kinds out there, Couldn't tell you which one's better. I personally use Jet Dry because that's what my grandma used, and that's what my mom used, and basically I'm a creature of habit, so that's what I use. And it works for the water I have. Now, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but give it a shot. Make sure you have it. That will guarantee when you pull out because everybody knows you're going to have to clean the dishes they've been sitting because the family's coming over. You got to get the good china out and blah, 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 Next thing you know, you got all these water spots that are just icky, and no one wants that. So make sure that you use your rinse-aid in your machine, okay? It will make your dishes look a whole lot better. While we're on the subject of that, how many of you people have ever replaced or had to repair your garbage disposal? I'm thinking probably very, very few people, okay? They do go bad, okay? Your garbage disposal is probably the least appreciated, overused appliance in your house. This thing takes all the garbage you put into it, macerates it up to the point that it will actually go through your drainage system, okay? These are a very cheap, inexpensive thing to do to, one, just keep your dishwasher functioning properly, okay? Because what will happen is, the dishwasher goes into here. Well, this is about 50% of the house. And nowadays, they actually have a standpipe in back, but we don't need to get into that. That's something for your installer. Don't worry about that. So what I'd recommend doing is, if you haven't replaced your dishwasher, or if you haven't replaced your disposal, and you're thinking about getting a new dishwasher, replace the disposal with it as well. It's just one of those things that it's a peace of mind. If you don't need to worry about it, you don't need to worry about it. Now, I guarantee you, when it goes out, you're gonna go, why didn't I do it when I had the chance? Because that way, when you have your installer come out, or your husband, or your friend, or whoever's handy, they can actually do this at the same time they're doing that, and you get two birds with one stone, okay? There's many, many different kinds, many different horsepowers. You got a half horsepower, third horsepower, full horsepower. Now, if you don't need to get the biggest one they've got, because most people pretty much don't have a lot of garbage they put down there. Now, with that being said, if you can squish it in your hand, it will go through the disposal. AKA if I glass, I cannot squish in my hands. Silverware, I can't, because everybody's heard that one spoon in the disposal making all that nasty racket. So also remember that when you are using your disposal, if you can't break it with your fingers, don't put it in the disposal. Now obviously you can't break, fibers like corn stalks and stuff, but that will actually chop it up like it's supposed to. So while you're thinking about your dishwasher, give some love to your disposal, because it loves you until it stops working and then you hate it. So just think about it next time you're out looking for dishwasher. Remember, hey, have I ever? And I'll bet you 95% of you go, I've never. So maybe it's time you should, okay, before it goes out on you. Get ahead of it before it gets ahead of you. Well, thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and we'll have some more good information for you in the future. Have a wonderful day.